You got a fever?
I don't think so.
You are warm though.
You're hot.
Oh. Oh my God. Okay.
Why are you so sweet to me?
I just love you.
You just love me?
Yeah. You're just lucky.
I am very...
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Part of Love with Colt and Ange. He's Colt, I'm Ange. And this is the space we created to talk about all things love and help you find the love you deserve.
Nailed it. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, round of sound. I'm so proud of you.
I've never done
That's
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Gotta go to the side, dodge your hat.
I know, this hat, I had dirty hair, so we're just doing the Ange hat.
I had dirty hair and I just sprayed it with more shit.
Oh.
I was like, get in place, get in line, bro.
Oh my God. All right, what are we talking about?
Okay, so today what I wanted to talk about in this podcast style episode, throwback to podcast, is the worst advice to give somebody about love. Number one, sometimes you just gotta make it work.
That's pretty bad advice.
That's terrible advice.
We can't, I mean, you hear that all the time, so we can't even blame it on anyone specific.
No.
That's bad advice.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most popular things that you hear as like relationship advice, and I think it's the just absolute worst advice because it's so easy to be taken out of context, and also just that not even taken out of context.
Yeah.
It's terrible advice on its face unless you cover it up and dress it up with a bunch of things and shift it and change it into something else. It's just shitty advice. Making
Something work means that you're trying to like squeeze, the circle in the square. Like you're trying to squeeze, like that's a bad analogy.
No,
you're trying to like fit something in the box that it doesn't fit in. You're putting up with something that you should like. Making something work means you're putting up with something you shouldn't. Essentially,
yeah,
you're sacrificing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a bad idea. I know it's a bad idea because I've done it. I mean, I can speak for me. I know for you, but I want you to speak for you. But it's the worst thing when you, and I mean, we're including you, but like, let's talk to each other. The truth is we sit in these relationships sometimes and we know they're not right. We know they're not the love we deserve. We just think it's the love what it is it's the love we'll accept.
Yes. But isn't that why we created this channel? To help others find the love they deserve very different. Like you, yes. Is very different than the love that you're accepting, that you're putting up with, that you're trying to make work.
Yeah.
That's not true love. That's not really love at all.
But how many times do we hear people say, specifically even with regards to the channel, well, true love it's so rare. It's just, not everybody has a true love, and true love's not for me. All these things that put true love on a pedestal of, well, it may not happen to me. Well, that's not for me. It's just not, I'm so unlucky. It's not going to happen for me. And you're like, well, but that's where the definition of love comes in so handy. It's action over time, action or the lack thereof over time. That's our definition as we have defined it because we couldn't find a good working definition. More on that next week.
But love is not something that just falls into your lap. Like it doesn't just knock on the door and it's like, I'm finally here,
Aha!
It is action over time that you actually have to do for yourself.
Yes.
Like action over time to say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'm doing the work. I will not accept anything other than this. I will not be treated in these ways. I'm looking actively for a partner that exudes all of these qualities that make me happy. Actively, actions.
Well, one of the episodes of The Refinery, which is a show that we do here on Fridays, I'll link it up here. One of the talks that we had, Brandon brought up, he said, I'm so tired of all this self-love stuff. Like it's self-love. It's how do you love yourself? And it's funny because we didn't have the definition back then.
Oh, right.
And I wish that we would have, because I talked to you about it. And what I said to him was, I think self-love, most of it. And at the time I was just trying to figure out how to explain, my feelings. And it came down to self-awareness. But now you can look at it, and self-love is, again, all of those actions over time that you are willing to take or not take for yourself.
Yeah.
So that means if you want to actively look for the person that you want to, be in this world or be with. Those are both really important things. And what did we talk about was that a live last week where we talked about, I think it was on Coffee and Tea 2 weeks ago, where we talked about episode 20, I want to say. We talked about taking yourself out. Take yourself to dinners and drinks and movies and do those things. You don't have to have somebody to do that with. Like doing that with yourself, like spending time with you. And that is self-love in the sense that you're starting to learn, well, this is what I like. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for, as someone who is in line with these things.
Right.
The more life that you live alone, the better, I think, partner you can be to somebody when you eventually choose them, because you've shown I can be alone.
Yes.
It's the people who don't know how to be alone that I think make the shittiest partners in relationships.
100%, because you're not coming to the relationship as a full person. No. You're coming expecting that other person to fill in different voids, And I think, though, like you said, I mean, just to reiterate, the more you know yourself and the more you practice this action over time as with self-love, the more you'll find, you will eventually will be led towards the right kind of love you deserve. But that's, I mean, when someone says make it work, just to tie it in, like, you can't just make it work. I mean, you can, but you will suffer. You'll both suffer.
Of course. Well, let's kind of expand on that. What's the downside of making it work?
Well, the downside is that it's not fair.
Because sometimes it's just like, what if I can't find anything better? I'm just going to make this work.
But that is an idea that we've been told. What if I can't find someone who will love me after, like, this may not be the ultimate love, but I'd rather have this mediocre love than nothing. And that's such bullshit, right? Because again, if you are practicing this self-love actively, then you're a whole person. And if someone comes into your life that is also a whole person and that's wonderful, then that's like such a joyous union. But you have to be happy on your own. I was dating someone very wonderful.
Nice dude.
Nice guy, loved me so much. But
really nice.
But I was...
You know how I feel about nice.
Yeah. But I was trying to make it work, right? And I actually had a lot of friends even that were like, this person is wonderful for you. And I said, yeah, but I want more. I want fireworks. I want the whole thing. And they said, Angelina, sometimes you can't get the whole thing. Like, this is good enough. Like, really, you should try and make this work.
Why good enough isn't.
Exactly. We did an episode, yeah. And I was like, I would rather be alone with my gorgeous dog than just, I don't know, pass the time just because I didn't want to be alone. That sounds stupid. I loved this person, yes, but was it the love of my life? Absolutely not.
And also, we only compare things to our past. We never compare love to our future.
Yes.
Like, we never compare
what we could
have. So we look at, well, this is what I've had, and yeah, he doesn't beat me, or yeah, he doesn't cheat on me, or yeah,
right.
I mean, he's, he has a job, so like, how am I have really leveled up here. I don't want to risk going backwards, but that's not how life works. And again, that comes down to your choices, and that comes down to what you will and won't accept. And that's not just the big things of, well, once they've cheated on you, you decide that now I'm strong and I say no, nay, no more.
Right. It's easy to, I shouldn't say it's easy to leave a relationship when something bad happens, but at least you have an excuse, right? Yeah.
What I'm talking about is the lead up to it.
Yes.
And this is where those actions or inactions really come into play. And this lasts throughout all relationships, but especially when there's trouble in a relationship, you see it and you go, no, that's not what it is. No, it's not what it is. Or that's okay. And you see all of these things and you keep going, that's okay. Then you have a fucking file cabinet full of shit that you don't like about this person. And you're just going, that's fine. It's fine. That's fine. And the whole room is on fire. Yeah. And you're just slow dancing in a burning room. Thanks, yes. John Mayer. You know what I mean, though? Like,
yes. God, you ignore all of the red flags until, like, the whole world collapses. Sometimes, I mean, that happens. But also, sometimes the whole world doesn't collapse, and you are literally just dying inside. Yeah. And you're like, wanting true love, and you just can't get it, and you're hurting inside. And people live lifetimes like that. It's so mind-boggling.
Yeah.
To just like ignore your truth, ignore like what you really want.
So that's where self-awareness comes in, is ignoring your truth or knowing your truth. When you know your truth, you don't ignore it because you know what that is. I don't think it's always ignoring your truth. You're ignoring those gut feelings, and yes, that is a lot your truth. But the reason I think that we get into those situations is because you don't know that that's your truth. You feel something in there. You feel something speaking to you and saying blah blah blah. Don't do this. Don't do this. Like maybe we should bounce.
Right.
Maybe we should bounce. But then you look to the outside world. You look outwardly, and everybody tells you, "What if you don't do better?" And they put their fears on you, even though you are sitting there going, "But I'm not happy." And they're like, "You should be happy. I would be happy." And you're like, "Well, then maybe you should fucking date him."
That compare game.
That compare and contrast thing, that blows my mind. Don't do that shit. Don't do that to your friends. If you have friends, don't do that. If they're unhappy, try and really look from their eyes at their situation.
Yeah.
Which is, well, no.
Yeah.
No, I was
for a
gonna.
later date.
Yeah, but I was also gonna skip into how making it work. If you mush it and turn it into something different, how that gets twisted into something different in functioning relationships. Like, we don't make our relationship work. Our relationship works because we love each other. We take action for each other, and those actions bear good fruit. But that making it work, like, there are compromises. There are things that, sometimes I really want to relax, and instead I have to, help you do something or do something because it's, here we go, drum roll, please.
Action over time.
Yes. Like, you have to put in that work, but I'm not making it work. Now, here's the thing. If I was in a situation where I didn't like you, and I've been in this situation before where I'm dating someone that I don't like as a person, and I think a lot of us have been in this.
Isn't that funny how that happens?
Yeah. Where you're like, no, I love them. And which means I've been with them long enough that I'm comfortable enough. I have a pattern built in, and I'm really scared that I may not find anything better. So I'm just risking it all. And
isn't that funny? We fall in love with the idea of someone. We fall in love with like the comfortability of the situation, even if it's bad. It's what is that saying? It's the devil you know.
Oh yeah. Hey, look at you with sayings.
Thank you.
You should see her do millennial lingo. I'm gonna link that up here. I'm getting all the links today.
You are.
I'm fucking nailing this, tying it back in. Well, we've got over 200 videos now.
Do we really?
Over 200 videos.
Oh my God.
Between the refinery, Part of Love, some of the original, like the fitness videos, some of the all of the games, the game nights, the everything. Like, it's over 200 videos. I think it's probably 210 now, 205, 210.
Thanks, baby.
Well, thank you. It's a 50-50 here.
No, you do all. He does
the
all
editing.
the editing.
Yeah.
It takes like the behind the scenes work is a lot of work. So thank you so much.
Which is why, because I'm currently working on a show, on a new project, I am unable to edit this one with the same love that I would like to put into it. And so the action that we are giving to show our love is to make sure that a video still goes up that has our heart in it. And unfortunately, it's not going to be edited, but that's why we did the whole podcast intro thingy.
I like what you're saying though about.
Yeah, sorry, I got off track.
No, I took us there, but about making it work. Like, sometimes you have to make situations work within even a gorgeous relationship. Like, it's sort of like, we have to make dinner work sometimes. I don't know what's in the fridge. It doesn't mean I love him less. It doesn't mean he loves me less. But sometimes you got to make that dinner work.
Sometimes you just got to make it work.
You got to mix the peas with the cereal and the juice. I don't know.
She's never done that. I just need you to. She's a phenomenal cook, and I just need to make sure she's not mixing cereal, peas, and juice.
You got to make button soup, right?
Yes. Oh.
And I don't know if you guys know what that is, but when we were a kid, that was a Disney book that I loved so much. But really, just you gotta make it work sometimes. But it starts with love.
Yeah.
But that should not be the case if you're not genuinely in love with
well, that's
your
why I hate this saying. This saying as it is, and you can tell how fervent we are about this because we were going to make this a 3 or 5 this is one thing. The today's topic
started, and
is
now
the
we're-
worst thing the worst advice I've ever heard about love.
Yeah.
I think this is the number one most commonly dispelled commonly shared view of love that I think is the absolute worst thing you could say to someone who is looking for the love they deserve, who is looking for true love.
I agree with you. Yeah, let's stick with that one.
I mean,
maybe we'll do another one of these.
Yeah, this is
We
going to be
have
a
couple
series.
good
Yeah, we
ones,
got some in here.
But that's probably the worst. Make it work.
Yeah, just sometimes you just got to make it work. No, you don't.
It means, I mean, when you say it, like, deal with it too. Like, make it work, deal with it. Would you just deal with, like, I don't know.
But yes, I know no matter what you're going to say, some people would.
Yeah,
and
I
I
guess
think
you're
that
right.
that is largely a social kind of training issue that we've gotten ourselves into. Well, I'm just going to deal with this, and that's fine as a personal situation. I think a lot of people tend to do that, and I mean,
we were I mean, at least I was raised in that way. Like, deal with it, keep your head down, work through it, push through, bear it, grin and bear it.
You know what is interesting is one of the reasons, and we say this all the time, is like the reason we started this channel. The reason, there's a myriad of reasons, but they really all come down to we know how happy we are, and we know how fortunate we are that we found each other and found a way to iron sharpens iron, to battle through for each other and bounce off of each other. And we have been through some fucking ups and some fucking downs. And through it all, the one thing that we wanted to do when we started this channel was genuinely help other people see and learn from the lessons that life has taught us. Because life has dealt us some fucking blows. And the one constant is this.
Yeah.
Is that love.
And it doesn't mean that we don't have to fight for each other sometimes.
Yeah,
really
or with
fight for
each other.
But
that was the first episode on the channel. Got one more. Boop.
no, that's the truth of it. But I choose you no matter what.
Yeah. We're not making it work. If this, and we have talked about this together, I don't know that we've talked about it on the channel, but if this broke down, it is necessary for y'all to know that we wouldn't make it work. And that's just the hard truth of it is that if either one of us just stopped trying, at a certain point, we would accept the same things that we are telling you. We would not just stick it out and just make it work.
Right.
Or, I mean, and I can't really speak to what we would or wouldn't do.
I mean, it would depend on the situation, but, like we were saying, a lot of people stay in these relationships because of optics or, because they feel guilty or...
I think most of the time it's fear.
Fear, yeah.
It's fear of, whether it's fear of being alone, fear of not finding something even that good, fear of... But the fear of being alone, I really, really want, hopefully, for that message to reach through this channel over time and through the books and through the things. Yeah. You can check out more on partoflove.com. You can be updated on all things that are upcoming with us. And
if you are interested, we have a free course.
Oh, yeah. The Foundation of Love.
The Foundation of Love. And that is all about
literally about self-awareness, self-building that. And that's what this all comes back to is I really hope that people can understand that being alone and being lonely are different things. They're very, very different things. And
sometimes I feel, we were talking about this on the live a couple weeks ago as well. Sometimes I feel so full, like my cup gets very full when I am alone. And I shouldn't say sometimes, all the time. Yeah. I take alone time because I need to fill my cup. And
how many videos do we have about alone time and like taking time?
But I mean, for me, I when people tell me they're uncomfortable about being alone, it's interesting. And I think it's because it's the first time maybe they've sat with their thoughts. But if I don't sit with my thoughts, I'm all scrambled eggs up here, and I'm bad for everybody else. Yeah. I'm bad when I come home because I can't focus on you or us or the girls or work. I have to take that time. So I love being alone. I also like eating alone too in restaurants. Yeah. We were talking about that. And I think because you can really just enjoy the food and sit with your thoughts and just be quiet. I don't know. I love
a good drink, and some
Yeah.
like chill food in a corner. Like,
Yes.
I need to be in a corner. I can't be in the middle. That's a thing personally for multiple
It
reasons.
is, well, you're a big person.
It's not. It's just being raised by police. Like I'm like I can't sit in the middle and relax.
Really?
No. It was funny. So for Father's Day, I took my dad. I went and visited my dad and took him out to Waffle House. We used to go there as a kid a lot, and it was
cute.
funny because he was a police officer. My mom was also a police officer with Atlanta Police Department for 30 years each, and we go in, and when we go into a restaurant, because this is what I was taught as a kid, I always face the door or whatever the exit or whatever the entrance is to see anything.
Right.
You know, it's not a weird, it's just to be
You taught me
aware.
that.
It's an awareness
that's a
thing.
good
And I
thing.
always ask you to do that. So that's one reason I can't sit there. But the other day we walked in and I immediately walked to that spot, and then I turned around and looked at him, and my dad is a fucking bad motherfucker. And so I turned around and looked at him and went, "You should sit there." And he goes, and he literally goes, "Yeah, buddy, it's just habit. I got to do it." And it was just funny because he had taught me that, but because it was him, I just forgot.
He's the
And then I
dad,
turned around and I
yeah.
was like, "Oh no!" And I said, "If shit pops off, like, I want you to be the one that sees it first." But we were both like
cute.
sitting out and facing everything happen. It was really funny.
That's cute.
But yeah, I can just, like, if I have a drink and I'm sitting in the corner, like a corner booth somewhere, and I can just see what's going on and take in. And that also comes down to as an actor, as a performer, I love watching people.
People watch.
People watching is fucking awesome. But taking that time with yourself alone, not interacting with people, and and with you and feeling, because sometimes what's necessary to make it work, for it to work like smoothly and as well as possible, is that space. And there's a great doctor of, what is it? Lane Norton. He's
What is he technically?
I don't know.
He's like a biochemist workout guy.
Something, but he was also a bodybuilder and powerlifter and all these things.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he writes in his programming, which is all empirically based, is he says, "Does it work? Yes. Is it optimal?" And the question
Is it optimal? I love that.
right? And he always says the problem with most programming is that people look at it and go, "Well, does it work? Yeah, it works." And then they stop. And he's going, "No, is it optimal? Is this the best possible way to do this?"
I'm going to steal that.
And
Is
so
it
how many
optimal?
things in relationships work, but are they the best they can be? Are they optimal? Is it the optimal situation for your life and love? Is it the love you deserve?
Yeah. That's good.
And when you just make it work, you're just making it work. And that is not optimal. That's not the love you deserve. And I don't care how many people have told you that it is. It's not. If you in your heart of hearts don't feel like it's the love you deserve, then it's not. And you should watch the 200 videos on here and find ways to ask your partner or ask your parent or your friend for the things that you need. And if they're not willing to do that, that's not the love you deserve. That's not going to be easy. It's pretty simple.
Right. Nice job. That was a good one.
Thanks.
I like that.
Thanks.
Don't make it work. Be optimal. Find the optimal love.
Optimalist
that.
Prime. It's a Transformers joke. She doesn't get it.
I don't.
Fucking love you.
Love you too. So much. I'm sorry. This hat has a big bill. I like
Very
it though.
cute.
A for Ange.
Is that what it is?
Did you think it was something else?
No.
Oh.
What else would it be?
I don't know. I was like, what are A things? Angel, asshole. Who knows?
Could be both. Okay, thank you so much for checking out today's video. She did the intro. I will try and do the outro. I'm already like 5 seconds into my 20 seconds. Check out our playlists up here. Some other stuff down here. We got the refinery over there. And then subscribe. Check us out on partoflove.com. And follow us on Instagram at colt.and.ange. Bada boom.
Whoa, nice job. Sign up for our free course.
Yeah.